Hi, this is Pete Boergermann from CNN Bank. I'm the Director of Information Security, and I'd like to talk about cyber threats to small businesses. Cyber attacks continue to evolve and become more sophisticated and multiply as bad actors discover creative ways to exploit technology and operational vulnerabilities. So, one of the things that cyber breaches involve is the human element, and this means stolen credentials, phishing, misuse, and human error. Threat actors are no longer need to be skilled in all stages of an attack, and different groups specialize in selling malware, access to accounts, code, providing support, and even taking their cut from the profits, just like a business. So it used to be that a cyber attacker was somebody that was in a basement somewheres that had multiple screens and they worked as a single unit. Nowadays, cyber attackers are part of a company, and these companies are large. They have a board of directors. They have an IT team. They have a help desk team. They have an HR department that's involved in vetting and bringing on new attackers. They actually have training and things like that they put these individuals through to get them prepared to be a part of the team. And then, of course, they get a cut of the profits as well. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to find these guys as they move from country to country. Depending on the cyber laws of each country, it's just very difficult to track them down. So what are the three most common threats facing businesses? The first one is ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malicious software that encrypts your data so that you cannot view or utilize it. Once ransomware is triggered, the threat actors demand a payment, frequently a very large payment, to encrypt that data. And unfortunately, even though you pay the ransom, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to receive your data back. A lot of times there's been reports of people paying the ransom, getting the decryption key, and then finding out the key doesn't work, and then later finding out that the data that's been stolen was released to the public regardless of whether you paid the ransom or not. The next threat is the use of stolen credentials. Once attackers get your credentials, they'll run to your social media accounts and your financial accounts and your banking accounts and try to use those credentials. And the way they get those is a couple different methods. They do brute force attacks, and what that means is they'll actually try to log into a service using your credentials and trying to guess your password. They might use malware, so if they can get you to click on an attachment or click on a link and install malware on your PC, that malware collects information, specifically usernames and passwords, and then they can use that. Reusing passwords from other hacked sites. So it's extremely important that you use unique passwords for your financial accounts, your social media accounts, your work accounts, things like that. And then the last one I'm sure we've all heard about is social media. And they use phishing and pretexting. So it's no longer just a phishing email, but you also receive phishing text messages as well, which I've seen quite a few of those. So they have multiple methods to try to get those credentials from you, and they unfortunately have gotten very good at that. Third most common threat against business is phishing, and that's a social media attack that's really focused on an individual. So no longer are they just going after everybody in the company. What they've done is they've gone out to Facebook and LinkedIn, and they've built a profile of the person that they want to attack. So they know that this is where the person lives, this is where they work, this is some of the things that interest them, and stuff like that. And then they send emails based on that information so they have a higher success rate in getting you to click on something. And some of the things that they want to get you to click on is like resetting your password. You might see an email that comes through and says, hey, your account's going to be locked. You need to reset your password. Click here. Another example I've seen where they'll send an invoice to you, possibly for a UPS shipment or something like that. And if you click on that link or click on that attachment, you'll have some malware on your system will capture your credentials. Viewing PDF attachments is another way as well. And also emails and text messages. Hey, can you verify your bank account number and things like that. Unfortunately, these acts are very realistic. They've done their homework. They've captured all the logos, the backgrounds, the screen images, and they create these fake sites to get people to give up their credentials and go from there. So it's important to remember that cyber attackers have learned that the easiest way to control your computer and mobile device is simply ask. And that's why they're doing this. If they can trick you into giving up those credentials, then they're going to log in as you and then take advantage of the information they have access to. So how do you know if you've been attacked? Well, the first thing is emails from your friends. So if you have some friends calling you or emailing you and saying, hey, I've received some unusual email from you. Did you really mean to send this to me? That is a very good indicator that there's something wrong with your account. And I would immediately go in and change your password and go look at your sent items to see what emails have been sent on your behalf. Another one on your computer, if you start to experience pop-up messages or it runs slower or your home page has changed, I would run a scan on your computer, and if you're not sure what's going on, take it to a computer expert and have them verify that that system is clean. Another thing is to look for unexpected charges on your credit card and your phone bills and things like that. One story I like to share is I was looking at our bank statement and I noticed some charges for $2.99, and they were from Amazon, and I didn't think anything of it. And then the next month I saw several more charges, and I thought, oh, my wife's watching movies, but she's watching movies without me. So I asked her, what movies are you watching? Well, we were able to trace it back to an application she installed, and it had tied in to her Google Pay, and it was randomly charging us $2.99, and so thankfully we were able to get that money back. But it's just super important to go through your bank statements and look and make sure you understand where all these charges are coming from. And they might not be a big $1,000 charge or a $500 charge. It might be a bunch of small $2.99 charges. Another thing to look out for is unexpected phone calls. So if you receive a phone call asking for your password or your credit card number, or a request to change your account number, that would be something that would get my attention. So in all of these things, use common sense. Your instincts are generally correct. If you're suspicious, if somebody's asking for information they should know about, or if something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And especially with financial accounts, if you suspect anything that's going on with your financial accounts, call your local bank immediately and work with them to change your passwords and possibly change your account numbers and things like that to protect your information. What steps can you take right now to protect your business? The first one that I recommend would be educate your employees. If they're not aware of the common tactics that attackers use, they're not going to be looking for them. So education is super important. It's just maybe an email once a week, or maybe some kind of online videos or something like that, but it's just important to give them some type of training and awareness of what to look out for with unusual behavior, and then also who to call when they see something. So has been reports in the past that employees see something, but then they don't call anybody and let them know. So employees are really your front line of defense. If they see something suspicious, they need to speak up and let people know what's going on. The next, I would mandate to use some multi-factor authentication on your systems. This is a big thing. This is something that Department of Homeland Defense, the FBI, and various government agencies are strongly recommending for all businesses, is to make sure that you have MFA enabled for your critical accounts. Next, make sure that the computer you use for financial transactions is not used for other purposes, especially social media and things like that. Make sure you deploy modern security tools on your computers to keep them safe, and make sure your tools are updated regularly. And if you're not sure, check with a cybersecurity professional and have them come in and take a look at your business computers and check them out and say, hey, you need to do this, or you need to improve your security doing that, or something like that, and get some advice from a professional. It's just amazing how fast bad actors will try to gain access to a system. So if you have somebody come in and will give you some advice, and you can improve the maturity of your information security program, you'll be that much better off. So thank you for attending this video today. I appreciate your time. Be sure to check out our cybersecurity page that we have dedicated just for small businesses. It has a lot of great information out there. It also has a lot of links to several government agencies that have really done a fantastic job putting a wealth of information together to help you to raise awareness for your employees and to kind of guide you down the track of improving your information security program. So be sure to check out that information. And again, thank you for attending the video today.